I'm Des from ProTrade. This is my colleague, Alan, and today we're talking about Starlock. Alan, I think that you're going to try and catch me out and you've prepared some questions for me. And hopefully, I'm well rehearsed.
So Des, what is Starlock?
So Starlock's a patented system for attaching multi-tool accessories to multi-tools, or oscillators as some people refer to them. It was created as a joint venture between Fine and Bosch, and Fine indeed invented the multi-tool, and it came about at the start of 2016.
So Des, what's the benefits of Starlock?
I think, Alan, whenever you ask what the benefits of anything are, you're typically saying, why is it better than something else? So what I'm going to do, if I can, is refer to these drawings behind me with this 10mm drill bit that I happen to have. So if we look at the traditional system, which is the OIS system, and that stands for Oscillating Interface System, you can see that the bit which goes onto the multi-tool itself is flat, and yet when you look at Starlock, they actually refer to it as a 3D interface system, which I think makes it a bit more complicated than it needs to be. But essentially, it's got a bottle top shape. So, for want of a better explanation, the OIS system fits onto the tool holder, whereas the Starlock system fits into the tool holder. And because it fits into it, you get 100% power transfer from the tool right through to the blade or sanding accessory. So that means faster cuts and less vibration. Now, there is another benefit to the system as well, which I think you're going to demonstrate in a second. But what I must stress is that even if you own an oscillating tool or a multi-tool, which is Starlock only, not all of them will have this, for want of a better word, instant click system, which if you can just show us.
Yeah, so I've got one of the Festool machines here. It's literally, I'm actually pressing it on connected, to release. So unbelievable.
Superb, and again, I think that's clearly, there's nothing faster than that, because once you've locked that on, it's instant and it's not going anywhere. Now, by nature of oscillating tools, which oscillate, go back and forward thousands of times a minute, typically, if you're plunging those into a piece of timber, for example, the blades can get incredibly hot. Well, the last thing you want to be doing when you're changing the blade is to grab something which is, it's got really warm. So the beauty of having this instant click system is that by simply opening that lever, the blade drops off, which then means that you're not grabbing anything which potentially can burn you. So those are the benefits of the Starlock system.
So it's Starlock, Starlock Plus, Starlock Max. What's the difference between the three of them?
I wasn't looking forward to this question. I thought it was going to be complicated, and it was a bit of a head scratcher to start off with, but it's actually very straightforward. So again, if I can point back to these drawings, so you're right, it's a bit unhelpful that they're all called Starlock, and there are 3 different Starlock fittings. So let me talk you through them. The first thing that you'll see is that visually they look different. So Starlock has these 12 holes and these grooves. Starlock Plus simply has these grooves, and Starlock Max just has this simple slot going from left to right. And there is a really good reason why there are 3 different types of Starlock fittings, and quite simply it's to stop you burning your tool out. So if you take Starlock, this will go on any Starlock machine, so it doesn't matter whether it's low powered, medium powered or high powered. But what you find is, as the blades become longer and wider, they move over to Starlock Plus, and then the very longest blades and the very widest blades move over to Starlock Max, which is the most powerful machine that you can buy. So to give you an example, why it's useful is if, for example, you have a low powered 12 volt oscillating tool or multi-tool, and you try and put on a whacking great big long Starlock Max blade, it won't let you do it. It prohibits you from doing it. It physically won't fit. So it stops you burning the tool out. But what the designers have also realised is that if you own the most powerful kind of multi-tool, which is the Starlock Max machine, they realised there is nothing in this entire range which can trouble it, because the machine's got the power. And that's why Starlock Max will accept Starlock Max blades, Starlock Plus blades, and Starlock, or normal Starlock as they often refer to. A Starlock Plus machine will accept Starlock Plus and Starlock, and then the lower powered machines will only accept Starlock. And again, it prohibits you from burning your tool out. That's the difference.
So which multi-tool machines are compatible with Starlock?
Again, when you talk about compatibility, it's you think to yourself, this is going to be difficult, and it's ever so easy. So, because Starlock shares the same 12 holes here as on the OIS blade, a Starlock blade will go on any multi-tool, any mainstream multi-tool. So that can be Metabo, Milwaukee, Makita, Panasonic, Hitachi. It will go on all the mainstream brands. The exception is DeWalt. So a Starlock blade will not go on a DeWalt machine, and the reason for that is the DeWalt blade has like a horseshoe cutout at the back. Now, I have read some forums where people are saying you can get adapters, but I'm at pains to state that we're only talking about blades that you can take straight from the packet and put straight on the machine without any adapters. And the reason for that is, A, the adapters are only small washer type things, so they're very easily lost, and B, let's face it, you can adapt anything. That doesn't mean to say it's any good. So just to recap, this Starlock blade, because it's got these 12 holes here, will go on any mainstream multi-tool. Now, in terms of Starlock compatible machines that will only take Starlock, if you own a machine from Fine, from Bosch, and from Festool, and Festool only do a cordless oscillator now, they'll only accept Starlock machines. And I'm talking about from 2016 onwards. What you then have to determine is what Starlock machine it is. So, for example, Bosch and Fine do Starlock machines, they do Starlock Plus and Starlock Max, whereas Festool only stick with the high end, which is Starlock Max. So you'll have to determine what type of machine it is when you buy it, but they'll only accept the Starlock concept.
Where can I buy Starlock machines?
Well, I don't think it'll be any surprise when we're making the video. You can, of course, buy them from us at protrade.co.uk. We've got a comprehensive range of Starlock blades. We've gone to great lengths to try and make picking the blades easy. So you'll see these kinds of pictograms, drawings against the Starlock blade, so you can decide what you're actually buying. And indeed, if you want to buy a multi-tool itself, we put down in the description of the multi-tool what blade it's compatible with. Now, we're also really lucky in that we've got 5 depots dotted around. So if you don't want to order online and receive a delivery, you can order online and click and collect from one of our depots, or quite simply, you can walk in to one of the ProTrade depots and pick them up.
Thanks, Des, for taking us through that video. I hope it's informative for the viewers as it was me.
Fantastic, you're welcome.